we're doing something really unusual in this forum. If you've been here for a while, you know this. We're juggling how to take care of the inner kid with how to listen to the inner intuition in a culture that's constantly saying authority is on the outside, not on the inside. That is one of the key things we're doing here, how to listen on the inside. We're also focusing on how to offer, how to not be in a state of doership so that it all is like, oh my God, now that I've given that problem to the divine, how do I make this happen and how do I make that happen? Once you get a feeling of offering, which that feeling starts to take over your being after you're in this forum for a while, you know that you can take a burden like we just did. Maybe your issue was feeling like a victim all the time, and you can say to this force of love, I'm handing this to you. You line up the actions and the opportunities and the experiences that I need to release this sense of victimization. You don't have to figure it all out from the place of the ego. And so, that's why we set this up, to learn the tools of how to really live from a place of offering and surrender, while at the same time tapping that kick-ass warrior on the inside and also taking care of the bereft inner child. I don't think a combination of all these things exists on the planet. We're doing something, I mean, maybe it does and I don't know about it, but it's very rare if it does. This is not common. And to me, I'm really here to talk and teach about that, because once you commit to that, all the rest of it will make sense. You'll know what to do politically. You'll know what to do about these freaking masks. I wear one. I don't care about having debates on a call about what people need to do. For me, you will be guided irrevocably from the inside, that flaming force of love that is what this forum is about, that starts to take over your body and your mind, that Kali Om. That force will start to show you from the inside your own clarity and power and knowing. And you start to trust it. That's why we're here. So I'm not here to tell people what to think about this, that, and the other thing. I tell you what I do, not because I need to be some guru that you follow, but because the things I'm doing in my own life come out of my own sense of knowing. If anything has succeeded in this forum, it's because you will start to come from your own sense of knowing. And you will start to really trust that, and you will start to feel that wildly vibrant force of light guiding you from the inside out in a culture that is constantly telling you to give your power away to this teacher and that teacher and this Instagram and that. Who cares? Bring the focus back to your own radiant wholeness and make the time to learn these practices and how to listen on the inside and how to take care of that child, that orphaned kid. So it's not just running in a state of utter reactivity all the time, and you will know moment to moment when to act, when to say no, when something's a total waste of time. You'll know it. It will all be guided by that great inner self. And it's one of the reasons why, I get tired of saying it, but I really have to say it. If you haven't read the money book yet, get It's Not Your Money, because it teaches how to do offering. And if you're here and you don't know how to do offering, it really gets confusing, because you're there just, trying to let the ego mind run everything, and it's really exhausting. Once you learn how to offer, really offer, you can take any issue, any problem. Nothing's too small, nothing's too big. Immediately know how to cast the burden, immediately know how to follow signs. The muscle starts to grow. It's a whole other way of living. So if you haven't read that book or even done a real deep dive into it as opposed to a cursory read, please get it, listen to it, or read it. You can get the workbook from Lucy for free. You just write info@toshasilver.com. She'll send you the workbook. You can go through it with a partner if you want one. Just post on the Facebook page and you can get a partner. But this is where people change. When the single driving force, at least for being here, is to deeply desire that radiant force of love to take the lead. All the rest of it, man, you can have debates and the internet is filled with so many places to fight and argue and have debates that you couldn't even reach them all in a week. But here, there is a sacred space here. For some reason, we've been able to run for 5.5 years now. It's like creating a temple on the internet. I don't know how the hell it's happening. Matt and I are constantly going, how is this happening? How it's still working? We're creating a sacred space to teach you how to trust that force of love on the inside and let it guide you in a culture that's constantly saying it doesn't exist inside of you. That's what we're doing. And if you're down with that, you will flourish. So, doesn't mean it's not hard. Every day, new test for Kali to come in and go, step on up. And, I'm doing that myself. I'll just say this before we go on to the questions, but I'm doing it myself with the surgery because it's time. I suppose, unless I get a call sometime today that says my COVID test had some weirdness to it, I'll be in it tomorrow. And that distinction between the kid, my kid is, my kid is like, I'm kind of scared. I don't like needles. I don't like general anesthetic. I mean, my kid has all kinds of opinions about this. She's had them each time in my life I've had surgery. And then there's this part of me that's totally taking care of her. So she's kind of cuddled up next to me like a cat right now while I'm doing the call, and it's all good. And I think that's what a lot of you are learning how to do. You give the kid its feelings while that spacious part of you takes the lead. That expansive, wise, clear part of you takes the lead and also takes care of her or him.